Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start because I want to break into some groups today and I want you to have time in your groups to work with your new partners. Work on the instructions part here first. Updates, progress reports go in this Friday for the fourth 6 weeks. That seems very quick to me. Maybe it's because we're still working on our third 6 weeks grades. Those were due at noon today. So I don't know. Those progress reports will be for the fourth 6 weeks, but you should be able to get on your portal and you should be able to look at your grades from whatever is uploaded from the third 6 week semester, and then whatever's been updated from the fourth 6 weeks. But remember that the teachers really just got access to the grade book like Thursday last week. So, some people like me I jumped on it right away because I thought, oh, what if it goes away again? Let me get everything in there. Let me make a PDF copy of everything, back everything up. So, but there's other people who might have worked through the weekend and whatnot. So those progress reports go in this Friday. I can't think of any more updates. Obviously, we're still at home this week. The word from campus is that it's patchy where the internet is working and where it's not. They're working on it. So I don't know. I was talking to one of the administrators this morning on a Zoom call and they expressed how lonely they are and that they don't all have internet accessibility. So some of them have had to move their locations to other spots in the building so that they could work. So I guess that's kind of crazy. So I don't know. I don't know when we'll be back on campus. And there's more people who are opting for the hybrid this 6 weeks, I noticed. So if you're hybrid, you can go to school, but like I said, the internet is kind of patchy. So, and we're not there, so you wouldn't be able to participate in class except to get online. I can't think of anything else. Let me bring the chat up in case y'all see something in the chat. It's possible that somebody could put something in the chat someday. So I just live in hope and leave it there so I could see it. All right, today we're going to work on some group planning. Last Wednesday for your formative, I went ahead and asked you which one of the 5 topics you would be interested in doing for your groupings for the second semester, because second semester we do some group projects. The project is going to be a website. So with your group, you're going to create a website on your assigned topic, and I've already put you into either your first or second choice. Everybody got their first or second choice. And so you'll be able to start working with your group today and start thinking about what subtopics you want to present on your website. So if your website is about living independently and you're in the living independently group, you need to work together to think, okay, well, what are all the topics, subtopics about living independently that we could possibly address? And then which ones do we want to address? And then who's responsible for which topics? Just a reminder that the grades for the semester-long projects, so you're gonna be working on that website the whole second semester, in addition to doing your scholarships. Those are the 2 things that we focus on this semester. So you'll have all semester to work on your group website, but you will have a web page within the site where you put your content for one of your topics. I'm going to ask each group member to do 2 topics, 2 separate, content subtopics in the website. And so there will be multiple pages within your website then that the group is presenting. Your grade will come from your content, not from the overall website, if that makes sense. I'm not a big fan of everybody gets the same grade for the project. I'm a bigger fan of what was your contribution to this project and grading that. So that's the focus for today. I'm going to, there's a little, sorry, that's gonna bug me. I'm going to go through the topic, the project assignment. It's not showing up that way here. Darn it. That's bothering me right there, but I'll fix it later. I want to go through the assignment sheet. So if you click below this, and then I've been having some internet trouble today. It's been a little slow. Where it says assignment sheet for semester 2 projects. So here's the actual assignment sheet for the group projects. So by the end of the semester, we should have from your group a multi-page website on your assigned topic. And I'll go over who's assigned to which group in just a minute, but it won't be a big surprise. It's either your number 1 or your number 2 from the formative. It will be up to you and your group to brainstorm topics, subtopics, although we do have the Padlet, and I did link that to today's materials. So you can go back. Remember last week, the whole class kind of brainstormed on all 5 topics. So you might find that a really good starting place today with your group in going through and seeing what a lot of people, maybe there's 3 or 4 people who put the same idea in. Well, then that's for sure something that you might want to think about addressing if multiple people need to know about that. So you can go back to that Padlet, scroll through the material and see what ideas are under your category, and then start listing out some subtopics today. I have a sheet that you'll turn in for your group planning sheet. Probably you want to start thinking about who's going to be responsible for which topic. So if you see a topic as your group is going through them that you really like and you want to kind of claim for your own content, then there'll be a spot for you to put your name on there so that you can say, okay, well, I'm going to be responsible for that subtopic for my group. Now, the website that you're doing as a group needs to be led by someone. So you're going to need to choose from your group members a webmaster. We're going to be using Google Sites, which is a pretty easy web creation tool, a website creation tool, and it's in the Google Suite. So you don't have to pay for it, and it's, all that stuff. It's going to link up with all the Google documents. So anybody who does a PowerPoint, a slideshow or whatever, it's all going to be very easy to integrate with the Google Docs if we use Google Sites. So there'll be one group member who's the webmaster. Now, if you're interested in learning how to make a website using Google Sites, then don't shy away from identifying yourself as somebody who wants to be the webmaster. You don't already have to have experience with making websites. I will help you. I've made many websites, so I will be glad to help you. It's not hard. Matter of fact, I have this one up here. Let me just show you real quick. This is what it looks like when you're creating. I had to make this website for my dual enrollment class because the classes start tomorrow, but the East classes started 2 weeks ago. So what you do is it's just a lot of drag and drop. So there's over here, you can insert stuff really easily. You can make multiple pages, and I will help you if you're the webmaster. The benefit of being the webmaster is that you are allowed to do one less content page. So if everybody in your group is doing 2 web pages on the site with 2 different subtopics, you only have to do 1 if you're in charge of the website, because you have to sort of structure the site. You have to work with the group for the right look. You have to find maybe some images. So you're going to have to be doing the structure work for the website. And I feel like that counts at least for 1 page of content. So if you decide to be the webmaster, maybe it'd be a good thing to learn before you went off to college. Maybe you can do a project on a website someday and really wow your instructor. And I will help you. I'll meet with all the webmasters on a couple of different occasions and help them figure out what they want to do with the website and give them whatever tips I can do to help them. So your group can make a decision about that, but I do need a webmaster from each group. It's kind of like when you're doing group work in the classroom, everybody has a role, right? Just a reminder that your research needs to use credible, reliable, valid sources. This is not a situation where you're creating content from your own ideas. You need to be finding sources and using them. I got a couple of projects first semester where people were like, this is what I think about how you should run your bank account, not using any outside sources. But I don't know how many people, no offense, but I don't know how many people want to take the advice of a 17 or 18-year-old student about how they should run a bank account. Instead, we can find a website that's legitimate that says, here's what you should be thinking about when you have a bank account. So use source material, and we're going to be using MLA. I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the semester, rather than just putting, list of sources and putting links. We're going to use actual MLA. So grading. I just mentioned that when I'm grading the projects, I'll be grading just your contribution to the website. So if you're the webmaster and you did 1 page of content on your topic, then you will be graded on that. If you did 2 pages of content because somebody else was the webmaster, then you'll be graded on that. I'll be working with the groups separately to create a rubric and grading criteria for their topic. And then, I'll be grading each person at the end of the semester. You will have an opportunity, and as a matter of fact, I'm thinking of making it your second semester like exam grade, even though it's not really an exam, to do some reflection on the other groups' websites, so that maybe you're working on the handling academics team, but you're really, really interested in living independently. So you'll be able to go and look at the content on that website. And so I'm thinking we'll just do some sort of reflection thing, and it will count for your semester exam. It won't be hard. It'll be like a chart or something. That way you will still be able to see the content and be informed about what your classmates came up with for their projects and their websites. And obviously we'll be linking our website, all these websites, to the main website, and we'll be providing the counseling department with the links too, so that other students can learn from your presentations. Are there any questions so far about just in general what it is that we're doing before I start putting you into groups and talking about the planning we're going to do today? Okay, well, here's the paper. Well, it's not really a paper, is it? Here's the document that y'all are going to work on today. You'll see right here under group planning sheet. The group planning sheet is what I'm going to want you to work on as a group today. Here is a link to the Padlet that we created as a class last week. So now that you know which group you're in, you can see ideas that different classmates might have put under there. Probably there'll be some overlapping, but what I want you to do is think about and start brainstorming on this planning sheet. You only need to have 1 of these per group, so pick somebody to download it and then share it with everybody. But there's a spot on here for you to put in your group name. Right here, you can put in who you've decided is going to be your webmaster. And then here's a list of like a chart where you can start putting in all the possible subtopics that you like. You can start with the Padlet. What are the things that people said would be good topics, and you can discuss which ones you want to actually maybe address and list them on that chart in this column here. As you're talking about them, if there's one that pops up that you for sure want to do, maybe mention that to your group and say, oh, I really want to do that topic. And then you can put your, if everybody agrees, you can put your name over here and kind of like claim that subtopic for your content. So in that discussion, you can also add things that aren't on the Padlet if something else comes up. But what you might notice on the Padlet is there might be a really narrow topic, and you might need to combine 2 topics together to make that like a viable page, or maybe there's one that really, really works. But now it's time for you and your group to discuss what are the possible subtopics so that you can decide what should be on your website. The website content should be varied. So for example, if you're doing living independently, it would be kind of redundant to have one person doing a topic on credit and another person doing a topic on credit cards. So you probably just want to combine those and give those to one person. Because if we think about people who might visit the website, we want to make sure that they get the broadest amount of information on your topic as possible. So kind of think about, are we covering all our bases? Are we thinking about all the different perspectives that we could be showing and making sure that the website demonstrates that? All right. Questions on what we're doing today, because I'm going to put you in some groups. You can unmute or you can put it in the chat. Do you have any questions? I'll pop into the groups too and see if you have any questions or how it's coming. But all the tools should be here for you to start working on that planning sheet. All right, here are your groups. I went ahead and made the groups based on your preferences. So in the Living Independently group, we have 3 people in each group. There are 2 people that I did not assign because they have family or health issues going on right now, and I will let them choose a group when they return back to class. So they may end up in your group or whatever, but these are extenuating circumstances. So I'm trying to be, not bother them with schoolwork right now because they've got things going on. So you may end up with an extra person popping in, which means you just have more content on your website later on. But depending on what group you're in, that's where I'm going to send you today into your groups. So take a look on here so that you know which one you're doing. Most people got their first choice. Some people got their second choice because I had to make the groups even. We do not have a networking group. There were not enough people to create a networking group. This class is half the size of my 2A class. So they have all the groups, but we have much smaller number of students and very few people were interested in the networking topic. So I will give you access to their websites in 2A. So that will happen, but so you can find out about networking, but we're not going to have a group that's dedicated to networking in this particular class. It just didn't work out. So I'm going to go ahead and put you all into your groups. One person can download the document and share it with everybody. And then we can, we'll come back at the end. I'll let you have maybe 20, 25 minutes in your group. And then we'll come back and I'll talk about final things and then I'll dismiss you for today. But let me go ahead and put the breakout groups together. Make sure I put everybody in the right spot. You might have somebody missing from your group today, and if that's the case, then I will touch base with them to make sure that they know that they need to look at the document and start figuring out what topics they want to work with. All right, I'm going to send you to your groups now. I'll see you all in a few. Hi, Eliana.
Hi.
All your group members are absent today.